and welcome to the Precinct project. I'm here with Urban Sun. Welcome to the show.
Hey, what's up?
What time is over there?
It's currently 6 p.m.
Over here it's 11 p.m. Why don't you start by telling me your inspirations?
Well, in the beginning, there were a few Instagrammers that really caught my eye. I'd say Hamza Diaz definitely caught my eye because his urban exploration pictures really inspired me to really get out there and, pursue other, hidden gems around the city. And at the time, my friend's brother, who's Eric Hercules, he also got me into the Instagram game too. And my friend really motivated me to get into the Instagram game because I saw how much success that Hamza and Eric were getting on Instagram. And they were getting sponsorships. They were flying out to so many different places around the world, and I wanted to be like that by myself.
Yeah.
So that's why I wanted to start on Instagram and really branch out and get out there as they did.
It's interesting because I saw a lot of UK artists are actually inspired by Hamza Diaz as well. He's definitely
he's definitely up there.
For sure. And I saw a video recently with 13 the Winners, and I think he mentioned something about how photographers nowadays are like pop stars. They're like they're like celebrities almost.
Yeah, they're like mini celebrities in a sense where if you spot them on the street, you'd be like, oh, that's Hamza, or oh, that's Insider, or that's 13.
The funny thing is they'll probably freak out more than actual celebrities, because they'll be like, what the fuck?
I mean, just the Instagram revolution, and it's just there's a documentary that someone made on the internet where it explains how Instagram fuels the urban exploration movement in New York.
Oh wait, I think I've seen.
Yeah,
this.
you've seen that, right? It's pretty extraordinary.
Isn't like the small, it's like not that long though. It's like maybe.
It's with like Costin.
Yeah. Costin is fucking sick.
A few other people.
Have you met those two? Costin on
I haven't met Costin, but I was pretty damn close to meeting him. I was literally like 5 minutes away.
He was one of my inspirations when I started out, man. His shit
really?
was so when something like, let's say like there's something new, or you want to try something, or there's a barrier that you think you can never cross, and someone else does it, they break through, and then it shifts the whole entire idea of what's possible, and I think like Costin, 13, they definitely did that, Hamza Diaz and those sorts of dudes from New York. And it's like, it's funny because it's always the New York dudes that are like killing it.
Oh no, there's also people from all. There's also.
Oh yeah. But I mean like how you have the Magnum photographers and the main sort of dudes. What equipment do you use?
Currently I'm shooting on a Nikon D700, and I have a wide-angle lens. I have the Sigma 12 to 24 f4.5 to 5.6. It's a pretty good workhorse because I appreciate the wideness, and it's really helpful for certain urban. I mean, it's for certain for certain situations, like when I'm trying to foot dangle. It gives a lot of coverage for my feet. It really accentuates the lines, and it really brings out a lot in the scene that you wouldn't really get with another lens.
Yeah. It's funny because not a lot of people that I've seen in London have any Nikon cameras.
I noticed.
Is Canon.
Yeah. I noticed that a lot of people on Instagram, they use a lot of people have 5D Mark IIIs. I see the T3i a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the some 60D, 70Ds. There's just a lot of Canon out there.
So crazy, man.
Yeah, I don't see Nikon unless it's like a beginner.
I think the only big guy I've seen is Costin with the Nikon. I've seen 13 thinking that he's using Leica,
But not a lot of people are killing Leica either. I think Asterix, Asterix I'm pretty sure uses a D810 or a D800.
The thing is, I don't think Nikon have been smart enough to actually grab a hold of the Instagram community.
Yeah, they really haven't like branched out and like gotten a hold of like the younger audience.
Not smart, man. Not smart.
It's not smart at all.
Yeah, I think one of the best things that you can do, like with a company such as Canon or Nikon, is give the best photographer one of your cameras, and then everyone else starts running towards them.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, I believe Canon has been doing that too. Canon has been doing that to some like really top photographers.
Just handed them shit, yeah.
Yeah, I think they handed they handed one of the photographers here, I think Noves. I'm not sure if you know him or not, but I think they gave him like a 51.2 and like a 5D Mark III for free.
Fuck, man.
Yeah.
Shit. My camera's like in pieces right now, man. It's completely dead. I've been hoping, man. Maybe one day someone will sponsor me. I don't know. We've got one girl. One woman.
We all hope for that too. I hope.
Yeah. You get like a little care package at your door, man.
Yeah.
That'll be sick. There's one woman here who became like a brand ambassador. I think she's on like 100K or something, you know. And she like gets like lenses and stuff like that. It's pretty sick, man. It's like getting sponsored when you're a skater. It's pretty much like that.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's not really the gear that matters. I mean, I've seen people who've been killing it with like the beginner DSLRs. It's really all about like the editing process.
I'd say, yeah, definitely editing and passion. You know, those two are essential. And it's most of the time when I do see people with these huge cameras, expensive cameras, they're crap. You know, like to be honest, it's like yeah, it's they think they can buy the way through.
It's aggravating that I just see like that gear put to waste.
Yeah, man. I remember I was once in London and I saw like a toddler, like I don't know, man, like fucking 10 years old or something. I like having one of those huge ass cameras, DSLRs, you know, like Canons, whatever, brand new. Are there any locations that you wanted to go to shoot?
I've been really wanting to go to Japan actually, because I think Japan's a really good mixture of like the nature and street photography. I've been really wanting to get out and like branch out for nature photography, but I haven't really gotten the time. But I was hoping that maybe one day if I go to Japan, you know, I get the best of both worlds. So
I've
definitely
seen, yeah. Japan, man, shit, it's real vibrant there, man. It's like Chinatown 24/7, you know. It's get vibrant.
And like especially, I mean, it sounds cliche, but I've been really wanting to shoot at places like Tokyo, or just because it's so similar to New York. It has like that New York like esque,
like the hustle and bustle of the city.
It's either New York or I've been wanting to visit places like Chicago or LA.
Chirac. Fuck that shit, man. I'm from London. I don't even know not to go there, man. Those savages, man. They'll kill you.
Nah, I mean, once you see the pictures there,
Chief
and like
Keef Sosa, I'm not about that life, man.
I don't know about their life. Shit.
True. I wanted to go to Sweden. You know, Sweden's pretty cool.
Oh, Sweden.
It's amazing,
I heard.
man.
I've seen some really good shots of this like what's it called, like this airplane wreckage in Iceland. Like a couple of my friends went there and they shot there with Hamza.
Yeah.
And it's real. I've seen really dope shots.
I think I've seen that as well. The airplane wreckage. It sounds
it's
familiar.
just one specific airplane.
Well, I think one of the guys from London shot that as well. Yeah, it does. Iceland is really nice.
Yeah, it's pretty dope.
Another question. Shit. Okay. Where do you want to be in photography in, let's say, 5 years' time?
In 5 years, it's kind of tough. Hopefully in 5 years I do get, sponsored by a brand. Hopefully I get like that occupation through Instagram, with photography. That's all. I mean, that's all I'm really looking forward to right now. I hope that my photography does get better, that my edits get better, and I get more knowledgeable about it. But at the moment, I'm just hopeful that I would land like a sponsorship that really pays off.
Okay, just a sponsorship then?
Yeah, just mainly a sponsorship, and also meeting dope people around the world.
For sure.
Yeah, definitely.
What point are you in your life right now? Like, what are you doing apart from photography?
At the moment, I'm in high school, so I'm not really doing much. I'm mainly just trying to go for medical if photography doesn't really work out. But I'm not really doing much at the moment. I'm just studying in school.
Okay, cool. What music do you listen to while shooting?
I don't really listen to music when I'm shooting, but normally the music that I listen to like while I'm editing or stuff like that is it's really just a mixture of songs that I really like. I don't really have like a set genre. I've been listening to Kendrick Lamar a lot recently.
I've been listening to his.
I've been listening to Pimp a Butterfly a lot.
I just listened to that. I was listening
to I've been listening to that a lot. There's also stuff like there's like electronica. I listen to Monster Cat Media a lot. If I can name like some artists out there, probably like Pegboard Nerds.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really mixed.
How do you feel that sort of music would influence your photography?
I mean, I wouldn't really. Sometimes it really depends on my mood. Like when I'm in like a certain state of mind, I tend to listen to songs that also, correlate with that state of mind, and that might change like the way I think and the way I visualize certain stuff. But I haven't really thought about that. Maybe next time I go out, I'll try it out. But I haven't really thought about that.
Okay. Well, what are your other hobbies except from photography?
I do like to game a lot.
Okay.
That's, if you consider that a hobby, I play CS:GO in League. Other than that, I'd say probably, just hanging out with the friends. I've been getting into food a lot. I mean, I'm becoming into like a little foodie. And
Food? Are you fat?
Yeah. No, I'm
or
not.
do you cook?
But I've been pretty interested in like the culinary scene for a little bit now.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't sound too bad, man. It's a win-win situation.
It's alright.
Yeah. Other questions. How would you say your style is different from everyone else's?
Well, I feel like my style really drastically changed over like the 2 years that I've really been doing photography. I feel like in the beginning, it was mainly just snapping things, and it was really in the moment. But now it's evolved to where I'm mainly snapping pictures of opportunities that present itself instead. And I feel like most of the pictures that I upload try to evoke like a certain sense of like greatness or awe or like awe-inspiring. I try to create like some sense of like thrill or excitement through my photos. And nowadays I don't quite see that in a sense. Like,
what do you mean?
In most of my photos, you'll either see like a subject or some visual aspect of it that's like thrilling or exciting. And whether it's like high altitude or it's a foot dangle or if it's like in a dangerous or really cool spot, I feel like all of those combine to help create like that sense of like greatness. And nowadays, I feel like if you look at some other people's photography, it's street photography nowadays. I feel like it's really diluted. It's either people taking pictures of other people like in the moment, or it's street photography where it's just really diluted. It's hard to describe, but
what do you mean by diluted?
Diluted as in people are mainly doing the same things like over.
Oh, yeah, like, it pisses me off a lot, man. Like I understand to a point if you're using it as a marketing technique. However, if it's you genuinely think the shit that you're doing looks good, then I gotta disagree. Like those people who do the same fucking I mean, some stupid shit out there, man. Like you got those levitation shots that get really annoying. You get like, if I say anything else, I'm gonna be throwing shade at people. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
there are a
I
lot.
mean, yeah, like nowadays in New York, when I see photographers like constantly putting out like the same shots of like the Empire State Building or the Freedom Tower or like Lower Manhattan, just like the same shots that everyone gets. I mean, I just don't really like respect their photography because
Yeah,
if
man,
you
I
do,
think it's fucking lame when
yeah,
people do this shit.
if you do consistently like take pictures of those things, then you're not really pushing yourself creatively to innovate and really do new
You're
stuff.
just like an
Yeah.
Insta whore, man. You're trying to get some likes and comments. That's
Yeah,
all it
that's
is.
exactly what it is. You're really just you're just, what's the word I'm looking for? You're really just you're not looking at your surroundings in a new light, and you're not really thinking creatively to what new you can put in your own photography. And I just never really liked those, basic shots of just everywhere that you go. I just never really liked that.
Yeah, it's pretty horrible, man. It's just become so saturated when you have so much of that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
Stuff's
definitely.
saturated. And it hides all of the good work that's there. But unfortunately, I don't know why that sort of stuff gets attention.
Like if you personally like taking pictures of those photos, then fine, you can do you. I'm not saying that you should change your style of photography just because I said so, but if it's working out for you, then just go for it. I mean, I don't really have the power to change anyone.
Mm-hmm. Just it annoys me a little bit when you see her on the explore page and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
So I don't want to see this bullshit.
Yeah, I don't really want to see that.
Let's see. Any more questions that I need to ask you? When did you start? Oh, okay. When did you start shooting?
I started shooting. Actually, I started shooting like around 2 years ago. Like 2 years ago in January, I remember I was digging through my closet and I found this film camera, and I was really interested, and it was my sister's, so I asked her like what all these fancy dials mean and what all these numbers mean, and we were going out to a family dinner that later night, and so I brought it out, and she basically taught me all I need to know on that one day, and like 2 months later, I picked up my first DSLR in March. And ever since then, I've been gradually changing, and I've been, innovating. And it's only been like around like 10 months. I started Instagram only in May last year, and I've been growing ever since.
Oh.
Yeah.
Shit, what was that initial point for you where it sort of clicked? Like this is what you really like, or alright, here's another question. Apart from that initial moment that it clicked, do you think you would still do photography if Instagram didn't exist?
In the beginning I hated Instagram because I thought it was at the time it didn't really have the non-crop mode, so I got really heated, like, oh my god, it's forcing you to square crop, and it's not really showing your full potential out there, and I hate Instagram because everyone else is using it, and it's not really for photography.
Mm-hmm.
But as bad as it sounds, I feel like the moment that my friend said that, oh, my brother got sponsorships from all these people, my eyes kind of lit up, and I was like, what? And like, oh, I can get Insta famous too.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's the moment that really clicked for me, and yeah, I feel like that's really when it really like outright said, like, yeah, that's like one of the most, like, what's it called? That's like one of the standout moments where I really wanted to do Instagram.
Yeah. Cool. If there's anything else you want to say, all right. One thing before I hand it to you, is there any advice that you give to new photographers?
In terms of advice, I'd say study the people who really inspire you, because nowadays everyone's photography is not innovative, is not new.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's basically been done before, so all you need to do is just, follow the steps of your most favorite photographers. Like I did, in the beginning, I did start off with like levitation shots and like puddle shots. I do those occasionally nowadays, but I've gravitated away from it. But
levitation.
Yeah.
Sorry, go on.
You should definitely follow the people who really inspire you, and and always have that motivation to really improve, because without that motivation, you really don't feel like a purpose to continue photography. Like, there's been moments in my career where I just completely lost motivation. I stopped editing photos. I stopped going on Instagram for like a good month or two, and I just wasn't really feeling it. And it took a while for me to get that motivation back, but I eventually got it back, and now I'm better than ever. In fact.
Well, what got that motivation away from you?
I think it was just time. I think if I gave it time, I sort of missed Instagram and like my daily routine of checking Instagram.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just sort of missed it in a sense, and I just wanted to come back. What are some other tips? Oh, you should, if you really do want to learn photography, you should always know your basics. So you gotta know aperture, you gotta know shutter speed, ISO. It's just imperative that you know that stuff in order to improve, in fact. And once you do know the basics of photography, then that's when you can start developing a style or like the set theme in your photos. That's when you can start editing your photos and make your feed more consistent. So it's really all up to learning the basics, and it's really left to learning the basics of photography and improving your own photography by looking at other people's works. In terms of some other stuff I like to say, don't be a basic bitch. That's definitely one. You cannot get anywhere if you just keep on shooting the same stuff that everyone's shooting. I just can't reiterate that much. I just can't.
Okay.
I just can't say that enough. Just
I agree with you. I agree with you, but I disagree with you. The reason I disagree with you is because I was the type of person to pretty much never ever do any of the sort of cliche stuff. I think if you're gonna do, sorry, in London over here we have a lot of like big bench shots, because that's what a lot of cliche photographers do. I think if you're gonna do the cliche in your own way. Do it. Not a lot. Do it. Sometimes, like very rarely, but do it like absolutely kill the cliche shots. So if in New York people take pictures of the Empire State, do it as to help to garner yourself an audience, but don't overkill it, because that's what's going to become the main feature of your photography, and you're not going to be able to grow.
I mean, everyone's going to take basic shots, once in a while, but just make sure that you don't consistently do it, because that's when it really becomes a problem. That's when
it's like a virus.
It is like a virus. You just stay away from what everyone is taking pictures of. Stay away. That's exactly why when I go to Instameets, I tend not to take any pictures at all.
Yeah. Oh my god, I can't agree with you. Yeah, it's when we have Instameets here, they're always going to the same normal locations, like the same boring ass motherfucking locations, and it's like you're always getting the same perspective of someone else's photo,
Yeah.
And
Yeah, you should always go to Instameets, not for the photos, but to network. It's just Instagram is all about networking, and if you market yourself out there, if you market yourself out as like a professional photographer, then you will get somewhere and you will really get far. I mean, for hell, I'm fucking 16, and I believe that I market myself correctly, and because of that, I feel like I've grown to where I am now. If you do like little itty bitty stuff, like comment on other people's photos, or even like it, or like have a good logo, I feel like is a really good tip. If you have like a good logo, then you're gonna really get far. You're gonna get far.
Yeah, you're pretty smart, dude, for your age. I wish I knew that a year ago, because if I knew that a year ago, I could have been so much more further. It's just that those marketing things, even if I knew to comment on someone else's photo, that's such a big thing that people don't realize to do, because they think they're like Maybe not their hot shit, but they think it's like not necessary, you know. But when they have to realize that it's a community, you know, that's the only way they will help you.
Because Instagram, it's basically, you need to catch your audience's eye right from the get-go. So the first thing that people would probably see, if it's not your photo, if it's not your photos, is gonna be your name and your icon. Your name and your logo and your icon will basically dictate whether or not the person will click on your photos. And in the beginning, when I started out, my handle was SMY Photography, and it wasn't really catchy at all. It didn't really have like a clever twist, or it didn't really sound appealing at all. So that's why I changed it to Urban Sun. And on top of that, I also implemented a logo that I thought really reflected the themes that I was going after, or I just like having a really good logo. And because of that, I feel like when you do like that person's comment, if you do like that person's photo, or if you do comment on someone's photo, and when they see your icon and your handle, I feel like they'll be more inclined to really look at your profile and be like, oh, who is this person? He looks interesting. So you really, really need to captivate your audience right from the get-go, or you're not gonna be you're not gonna branch out as far as you'd like.
Even if you're not doing a logo, then do something unique in your own profile picture.
Yeah,
because I think give it maybe 5 months from now, everyone's gonna have logos. You know, it's not everyone's caught onto it yet. What do you think of the new Instagram update? The one that's coming up.
The one that's coming up.
Yeah, the one that's everyone.
Like the new algorithm.
Fucking yeah, the fucking bullshit ass algorithm.
I'm in this Instagram group where I'm with like a bunch of other young artists on Instagram, and there's also like Instagram staff in there. So they regularly update us about different, they regularly update us about different things that they implement into the app.
Wait, back up. What group is this?
It's basically like this little Instagram group that we have. It's
wait,
pretty,
what is it on? Where's the group on?
It's pretty low key. I can't really tell that.
Is it on WhatsApp or is it on Instagram? That's all I need to know.
Neither.
What the fuck kind of CIA shit is this?
Yeah. It's pretty low key. I can't really get in depth about it. But all they said was the update is not gonna come anytime soon. Is definitely not gonna come anytime soon. They're testing it at the moment.
Yeah, when they stop smoking crack, that's when it's gonna not come.
They're testing it in small groups, in small like groups of people at the moment to see if it works or not. And it's specifically made to create more engagement. I feel like that's the thing that people don't really get. Everyone hones in on the fact that it's a new algorithm and it's supposed to take away the chronological order, but
how would it create more engagement if the only way you can get engagement with that new algorithm is if you have more followers?
Yeah, I mean, I personally don't know how this algorithm's gonna change the Instagram app. I'm not exactly sure what they're gonna do, but I'm pretty hopeful in a sense that this will create more engagement, because that's been a really, really crippling problem for a lot of artists out there. And in my eyes, if it creates more engagement, then I feel like it'll be perfectly fine for us.
I think the way I look at it is, if you have a set of citizens in a country, and those citizens are rich already, and you get those citizens an education, right? And the only way that you would be able to get money or be able to set up a good life for yourself is with an education, right? And this is a bit of a long down metaphor, but if you compare that education to the sort of what would it be? The audience, the audience that you get on Instagram, the only way you can grow is by getting more of an audience, sorry. the only thing that's going to happen is that audience is going to grow and grow and grow and grow, and the lower artists, the fewer artists with less followers are just going to, it's going to create like a bigger divide, I think, between, and I think it's more so for less for artists, and I think it's more for the general audience,
I feel like this new update would be more geared for
the normal user.
Yeah. No, I feel like it's more geared towards the artist.
For
because real? Yeah, I definitely think it's more geared towards the artist, because what they mentioned in the post in the group was that they constantly mentioned the fact that they were trying to improve engagement. So they're like more than 70% of posts are not regularly like seen by normal people, and they kept on mentioning like the fact that engagement is not good, and we're trying to fix that. That's the standpoint that they're trying to take right now.
I think the better the engagement is, the more ad revenue they can bring in. Because I mentioned this before to someone, because they're increasing videos to like 60 seconds, right?
Yeah.
That will allow for, because sorry, if you look at the old system of advertisement in Instagram, it wasn't efficient enough. I don't want to go too deep into it.
Yeah.
But I think allowing people, automatically to see the bigger people, the people with more followers and stuff like that, it will allow for better advertisements, because the older system, if you wanted to advertise on Instagram, how it would have worked is you would have to work directly with an artist, because people wouldn't engage more with they wouldn't engage with actual
they would sponsor certain artists. That's exactly what they would do.
Yeah.
And nowadays just advertisements is just straight advertisements. You just scroll past.
Yeah, exactly. You can go completely past them. So I think if you pretty much make the bigger guys more bigger, and you like integrate this advertisement system where videos are 60 seconds long, then you can pretty much get more ad revenue like that. So it sort of solves this problem that you'd have, of people just scrolling past ads and shit like that.
Yeah. There's always like issues like advertisements and stuff like that, but I'm personally not too concerned about advertisements. The only thing that I'm concerned about is the engagement, because just engagement is just so incredibly crucial, and the fact that engagement has died so much, like
what do you mean, for people who buy followers, or what do you mean?
No, not like engagement in a sense of like likes and followers, because
oh yeah, it's disgusting.
Yeah, it died down incredibly fast, and I remember over like around January-ish, that's when I really started to blow up, and I've been getting easily. I went from that was around when I had like 4,000, 5,000 followers, and the day that I got 1,000, I went from 500 likes to 700 to 1,000 within like 3 days, and then ever since the day that I hit 1,000, I've been consistently growing until I've easily gotten like 3,000 likes on every single photo, and then just all of a sudden one day it just stopped, and then I just got 1,000, and it gradually became less and less, and now I'm still stuck at 1,000. But hopefully, if this new and this is why I'm so hopeful for the new update, because hopefully if this new update fixes those engagement problems, then I would really be happy about the Instagram app. Because I could have easily been at 10K at this point. I mean, I'm about to hit it. Like right now, I only need about like 29 more followers, but I could have easily hit that, like 2 months ago or like a month ago.
I don't know, man. It's kind of weird, because I don't think that's the way to create engagement. If you look at something like YouTube, for instance, YouTube is very like insanely good for engagement. You know? And I think the reason for that is because you have videos, you have you have full-on length, like 15-minute videos, 20-minute videos where people can create their own personalities, and people sort of see themselves in that other personality in their own like video sense, if you know what I mean. And I think that would be a better way to create engagement rather than straight up.
But the thing about YouTube is that YouTube is also It was created a lot longer than Instagram. Yeah, you have to keep in mind that YouTube has been around for a lot longer than Instagram, and that it's for a different like audience, like literally, and it's not really for the same type of people. I feel like Instagram is more about sharing your life through photos and really not to say that YouTube isn't about like sharing your life, like your videos, but I just feel like Instagram,
I mean, like essential moments.
Yeah, I feel like Instagram is just more it's just more about, oh, I forgot what I was gonna say. It's just Instagram is just more about like meeting new people and like networking out there. It's not really the same case with YouTube. Even like you don't really hear about like YouTube meets or anything like that unless it's a really famous person. But for Instagram, it's mainly like a central hub, and they say, oh, let's have an instant meet at this location, and everyone, small, big, or wherever the case it is, everyone comes to the meet as a community, and they all meet together.
I agree, but what would stop that from happening with YouTube, for instance? Anyways, let's round this up.
Alright.
Cool. Yeah, it's good having you on the show, man.
Alright, I appreciate it.
Cool. Yeah. Any last words? Not like I'm gonna kill you or anything, but you know.
Yeah. Thank you for having me on the podcast. I appreciate it.
All right. Cool. Cool. Cool, Evan. Till next time. See you guys.
See ya.